1, 2, 3, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get out of here. That's what I say when my dog comes inside and it's wet out, Emmy, and then I have to wipe her paws off. I say 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyways, let's get straight to the topic at hand. First of all, I am running a little late. Okay, late for when I wanted to be to work, but not late. I'm actually still going to be early. But my point is, today we're going to talk about people and their. In a second, let me get around the corner. I've already said this before. All right. And I'll give people a chance to show up. Brutal might show up, hopefully. That's my guy. Shout out. Even though he's not here, shouts out to Brutal. So, again, my higher power was testing me today. So, we'll wait a couple seconds and I'll ramble about something else for a second. Because I want everybody that might show up to be able to be in the conversation without me having to repeat it. So, what we'll talk about for a minute until then is how many of you are in, what's the weather like in the, what part of your season, like, is it, well, not what parts, it's like the same. So, like, for us right now, it's still winter, I guess you could say, unless you wanted to call it. It's not spring, that's for sure. So, anyways, the weather is just fucking wacko. Okay, let's talk about this. How many of you ever had a vehicle like this truck? I love it so much that I just want it to last forever. So, you know, it's been so reliable and everything. So how many of you, leave a comment below and tell me what kind of vehicle you had. What kind of vehicle was it that you had that was your little baby, your ride or die, etc. This truck, oh man, if it wasn't for this truck, I wouldn't have been through some things. This is a 1998 Dodge Dakota Sport, 5-speed manual, rear-wheel drive. So, it's fun in the winter, but then again, it's also annoying. Now, back to the lecture at hand. Perfection is perfected, so I'm going to let them understand. We're going to get to the topic at hand. All right. Is it an excuse? Is it a legit excuse for somebody to be asleep and wake up and say some mean stuff and go back to sleep? And I don't mean like sleepwalking. I mean awake enough to carry on a conversation. But to wake up and then you tell them something and they get mad at you and start coming up with some crazy conspiracies, which would help you understand that they weren't, see, there I go, weren't fully awake, but they were awake. Anyways, my wife fell asleep, and she does this a lot with her phone in her hand, and she cuts hair. For like 15, 20 years, she's cut hair. So she's got like, oh, I can't remember the name of it, but the blood flow in her hands aren't the best, etc. Cutting hair, your muscle memory. So when she falls asleep, you know, her hand kind of twitches. She was listening to Kill Tony, and normally she uses her AirPods, but last night she wasn't. The volume wasn't too loud, it was okay. But she fell asleep, she accidentally touched the screen. So then the sound went to 2x speed. And instead of talking like this and telling their jokes, they were talking like this and doing the jokes, and it was all funny, and and I was like, you know, watching my show, and I couldn't hear it, but that was fine. I just turned my show up a little bit more. I was waiting for her to wake up, and then I was going to say, you know, honey, you accidentally tapped the screen, you know, I don't mind the volume or it being on, but will you please take it off of 2x speed so that it doesn't sound weird? And she wakes up, and I say, she's like, oh, what are you doing? because I was sitting on the edge of the bed trying to hear the TV, my show. And I said, "Oh, you're awake. You accidentally tapped your screen and it's 2x speed." I think she heard wrong. I think she thought that I said it was 2 times the volume, 2x volume. I said it was 2x, you accidentally whatever. So she was like, "No, it wasn't." And I was like, "Yes, it was." And she's like, "No, it wasn't." And I was like, so then that's when I have to realize, walk away and reflect. And so but then I shut up and she starts to kind of go on. And this is where I should use, and I did use my, thank you for the like, whoever left the like. All you gotta do is double tap the screen. So she starts to go on. I told her how I knew it was on 2x speed because I went to feed one of the animals. I came back in and I leaned over. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out Landon09. Shout out. I appreciate you. So I told her when I came in, I walked to her side of the bed, leaned over, looked at her screen to see what it was that she was watching because it sounded so funny because they were talking so fast. I said, I walked in, at first, to be honest, she goes, "It was not. I haven't touched it since I woke up. Watch." And she got on her phone and goes, "See, it wasn't." Ooh, I should have kept my mouth shut, and I did for about 20 seconds, and she kept mumbling stuff under her breath. So I decided to explain to her how I did know and that she was wrong. Not that it was a bad thing, but I was just telling her. And I said, I walked in, I looked at your screen, it said 2x. So instead of messing with her, whatever, I was waiting for you to get up so that I could tell you. And she goes, "I know what you were doing." And that's where that's where the weirdness comes in, but that's what I've had to deal with her before. And it's not a bad thing. A lot of people do that when they're sleeping. So my point is, that's when I stuck up for myself and was like, "No, this is going too far." She thinks I have a conspiracy, and she was like, "I know what you were doing. I know why you were looking at my phone. Oh, you were playing games again." Because the other night, I wanted to use her phone, this is funny, to play Coin Master and send myself some free coins. So she thought that I was trying to, I don't know, get on her phone or something. But I wasn't. So then she's rambling about this conspiracy, like I know what you were doing. And so then I explained how I knew, and then I left. Or not left, but I had to go do something with one of the animals or something. So anyways, yeah. And then this morning, here's the fucking cherry and everything right here. She wakes up this morning and is going about her day in the morning. She's like, "Good morning," all nice and stuff. And I'm like, "You don't remember last night?" And she's like, "What?" "Yeah, you were trying to do messing around." And then I was like, "Oh, no. You said that I was fronting. And you said, 'You're fronting. I know what you're up to.'" And I was like, I told her that that's what she was doing. And she's like, "No, I was half asleep." "Oh, it's no big deal." And I was like, "OMG, it is a big deal because you were this was a 5 to 10 minute thing that you were telling me that I was I don't know, trying to sneak on your phone to play my game or to, I don't know. You were watching Kill Tony," and she's like, "Huh?" She was kind of finding the humor in it, but all I wanted was her to say, "I'm sorry, I was half asleep." Instead of her saying that, I wanted her to say, "I was half asleep, I'm sorry." And then instead of saying that, she says, "I was half asleep, it's okay." Or, I was half asleep, it's okay. And I was like, it's just as easy. I was like, "So you're not sorry?" Or I said something like that, and she was like, "Yeah." Or she said, "Yeah," or "I did." And I go, "No, you said you were half asleep. It's no big deal." That's what she said, "No big deal." And I said, "Okay, so that's then just, you can't just say I'm sorry. You just used more words, and the words you used in your sentence were saying that you were sorry without using the words I'm sorry. And so I was like, it's just like sometimes in a relationship or anything when someone says, I know they love me, but I want to hear it. It just helps to hear it. So it was one of those situations. Like, I know she was sorry and didn't mean it, but once she found out, she should have had no problems with saying, you know what, honey, I was half asleep, I'm sorry. So we're gonna get inside. We're gonna get going. It's gonna be a big day. I got my double. I'm the assistant manager at Papa Murphy's. I already did my verse. Found my verse for the day. What I do is I'll go like this, and like I'll go and I'll randomly stop on a page, and then I'll put my hand on it, and then I'll look and I'll read that. And today my verse basically said, who was it? Josiah or Isaiah, whoever, was riding a donkey into town with his son, and they had the fire and the burnt wood for the blessing, and the son said, where is the sheep for the blessing? And the father said, he will provide the sheep, which that's how I do it. Just kind of like horoscopes and astrology. I take that and I apply it because, yeah, it's broad, but that's why you take it and apply it to the situation. So, in my opinion, and my eyes and opinion, and how I interpreted that message was to be, you have the proof, the fire, you have the, memory of her remembering, but you need the sheep, which is the apology or whatnot. So I had it all, but it was saying, the verse was saying, your higher power, God will provide you with the sheep. Don't worry, son, he'll provide it. We just need to trust. We got what we got, we just need to trust. Because I do know that she says she's sorry, especially acknowledges it when she knows that she is. But that's the thing, like, this time she wasn't. But eventually, just like the verse said, have faith and wait, and he will provide. And he did, but she had to leave and think about it. But also, again, and so I'll get to the end of it so we can just ramble the last few minutes about other stuff. She said she was sorry, but me and her are both, the first half an hour, we're so freaking grouchy. Okay, so what's going on is this. Landon, shout out. Now we can get to the fun part of the end of the video. The fun part of the end of the video. So, my truck is a 1998 Dodge Dakota Sport 5-speed rear. Hold on. Rear wheel drive. Yeah, it's got the rust. It's going. She's on her last leg, but it's fun in the winter. 1998 Dodge Dakota Sport 5-speed manual rear wheel drive. So it's fun in the winter, but it can also be annoying because it has so much torque. And man, I'm telling you, all reliable. And that's what I was talking about earlier. What kind of vehicle do you drive? Yeah, but like my mechanic said, it's just like a truck that has, instead of a bed, it just has like, some people make their own just flat pieces of wood. It's just a cover for, whatnot. So, Ford Raptor sounds like fun, but yeah, I love that old thing, but it's definitely on its last leg, so. Yes, those of you that heard what I was just talking about, hopefully, I just wanted to share with people how crazy it is to have somebody that doesn't remember stuff when they're sleeping. or they remember, but they think that all they have to do is say, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I was sleeping." Only not say they didn't say I'm sorry. They wake up and say, "Oh, it don't matter. I was asleep." Yes, it does matter, because now that you know, you should say, "I'm sorry." So, anyways, here we are, folks. Today, I decided to wear my yellow shoes because for Christmas I got my Wu-Tang shoes that are yellow and black. And so I would never wear I would never wear these anywhere, but now that I have my Wu-Tang ones and they have the little W on the side, and I work here, which is Papa Murphy's Pizza, and the ground is clean and everything, so it's not oil or anything like that. So then it means one second, I have to clock in on this certain computer because that will have to be a video a whole nother time. I work with young kids and they don't do stuff the right way, procedurally wise. Double tap the screen, leave a like, please. And so I'm putting myself on the drawer so they cannot be on it, and then I will be the one to check out. They can still take orders and everything, but I'll count it because there's 2 ways to count the drawer, and they count it the way that you can mess up very easily on. So I'm gonna wrap this up by saying positive vibes, everybody. Oh, and my shoes. Yes, and so, I'm a clean person, and yes, it does have the best pizza, especially because we make it, obviously, the dough and stuff ourselves, and all that, the cheese. So, yeah, I gotta get to work. Yeah, look at this. It's the best. So anyways, I go, but I just want to get this out. So I get to wear these shoes to work because, one, I don't care about materialistic items as far as if something happens to them, because that's like my tattoo. Cream, cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, dollar dollar bill, y'all. I know you need money to get stuff in life, but I hate that it consumes people sometimes. It consumes how they act and whatnot. So anyways, just want to say, oh man, lost my train of thought. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna do my little spin off. Positive vibes, everybody. And remember, walk away, reflect, all the above. And I hope you have a good day. Uh-oh, he's starting to spin. Watch me on Facebook for those of you that just subscribed, etc. Because normally I do the drive to work on the Facebook live stream. But today I decided to make a YouTube video because I need to get some more live streaming. And so this is how I end my videos, and I speed up. And so anyways, hop over to Facebook, watch me every morning, and get positive affirmations and vibes. Everybody, thank you for subscribing, and leave a like. Don't forget to leave a like before you leave. Thank you. Have a good day.